Welcome to the Real Authority. So, this is my review of Frankenstein. I usually have headphones in my ear. For some reason, I've been spending the past minute trying to untangle them, so I decide why not start the intro by basically being a bit without the mic. Now, in terms of my knowledge of Frankenstein, unfortunately, I have not seen any prior direct adaptations. I have seen, we got it. Young Frankenstein, Alvin and the Chipmunks meet Frankenstein, Poor Things, almost forgot to mention Lisa Frankenstein, but to my knowledge, I haven't seen beyond that, unfortunately, so this is basically my introduction. I know the basics, and there have been countless adaptations of Mary Shelley's iconic novel, which I haven't read. But with Guillermo del Toro at the helm at the director's chair, of course I was excited because it seemed like a perfect combination. And unfortunately, I only saw Blade 2 out of his filmography, but the fact that his reputation is this well received and this revered, I mean, whether you're a fan or not, you definitely have an interest in this project. In fact, this project makes me interested in seeing his other projects, so there is that. Oscar Isaac plays Victor Frankenstein, a brilliant scientist who finds a way to create life, basically playing God. And the creature he creates brings about consequences for not only his creation, but himself. Yeah, the acting's superb around the board. Oscar Isaac does a fantastic job as the titular Victor von Frankenstein. Is it von in the middle? I don't know. But yeah, he sold his character pretty well. He's definitely not a perfect character, best represented in the movie, not quality-wise, just as a human being. But even in the darker moments and the lighter moments, Oscar Isaac does a great job at portraying Victor Frankenstein in both mannerisms. Like, you do follow his journey a lot of the time. I mean, the movie's centered around him, so you'd obviously want to care or be interested in him. So yeah, he definitely does a great job there. Jacob Elordi, though. I mean, I did not expect him to work so well as Frankenstein, because the first time you're introduced to him, it's like, I know Jacob Elordi, he looks kind of weird in the makeup. Fantastic makeup, by the way, I don't want to take anything away from that, but the more the movie goes along, the more you're just used to it. You get swept into the design. But also his story, he overshadows the titular Frankenstein, because Frankenstein is the name of the professor, not the name of the monster, so Frankenstein's monster. But he does such a good job at portraying his sheer innocence in a lot of places. Not to spoil it, but you do get the feeling that he's not the monster that his name would suggest. Like, it's really tragic, and he makes for a compelling character. Even though the first half is, like, focused on Victor Frankenstein, the second half focuses on him. You just feel for him and feel bad for him in a lot of places. I do feel Elordi and the makeup absolutely sell that, so I think he should be the ideal candidate for a Best Supporting Oscar. You know who else deserves an Oscar? Dan Laustin, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, for his cinematography. I've seen some movies with great cinematography this year, and when the cinematography is good, I usually acknowledge it in my reviews, but this movie blows every single other movie released this year out of the water. This was beautiful. Not only in the colors, but just the scope of everything. Like, the shots, like, each shot is so beautifully composed. There's not a bad one that can be found in this entire movie. He absolutely guarantees himself a nomination, and if we're lucky, he's going to win the Oscar. I absolutely loved the way this movie was shot and how it looks. Guillermo del Toro, again, I haven't seen a lot of his other work, but he clearly understands how to make this story feel more grand in scope than, I guess, a lesser director would be. Again, Del Toro is an acclaimed director in his own right, and if this movie is just an insight into the rest of his filmography, again, I am going to watch the rest of his filmography, if Frankenstein is any indication. Because the way he envisions this story, as well as make the movie feel and look more impactful and more, I can't think of the word, but it's just so majestic. Yeah, that's the word. Like, his screenplay just makes you care for almost every character and brings fantastic performances out of the entire cast, while his directing complements the cinematography by just making the movie feel much larger than it ultimately is, despite it releasing on Netflix. For those who saw it in IMAX, I absolutely feel jealous. Let me know if you did, and let me know how it went. Gosh, Netflix and their anti-theater stance. I can see it being fantastic in IMAX. I don't get why you just release it on streaming and keep it in a limited release beforehand. But yeah, Del Toro, absolutely another contender for the Oscar. On top of the practical effects, the visual effects were spectacular too. Plus, the set and costume design is something to behold, transporting you back to a time where this movie takes place. I guess what I'm saying is this movie is definitely going to win a lot of Oscars, because I literally can't see any other way the Oscars acknowledge this movie. Score from Alexandre Desplat is probably going to get nominated for an Oscar. Moving away from that, and this may be just how the story was originally structured, I don't know. I do love the way it makes Frankenstein and the monster both the lead character, and enhances both characters, for better and worse, within the context of the story. But those characters, as well as the other characters, are so well-rounded that you ultimately care for a lot of them, or absolutely get hooked by a lot of them. Speaking of which, Christoph Waltz and Mia Goth also give great performances, and their characters are extremely interesting, especially Goth with her relationship with the monster. I think they showed it in photos, so that's not a spoiler. But I mean, yeah, the movie just does everything right, which I was surprised by, which leads me to the 2 hour and 30-minute runtime. Like F1, it just breezes by. You do not feel a second wasted. Maybe I'm going in circles. The point is, should win a lot of Oscars. Frankenstein is one of the best movies of the year. Real Authority approves. And I really do wish that I had the ability to see it in IMAX, because the streaming experience just can't contain the amount of artistic merit that this film warrants. It is absolutely worth watching. Netflix, please re-release it and reconsider your theatrical strategy. I really do hope that the K-pop Demon Hunter 2 re-releases. I hope that gives you the reality check that you desperately deserve. I mean, here's hoping, because Frankenstein, it definitely should have been in theaters. Going in circles again. The point is, definitely watch Frankenstein. The acting is great, the directing is great, the cinematography is great, the screenplay is great. Everything about it is great, so definitely do not miss it. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and comment your thoughts on the movie. And if you did see it in IMAX, let me know how that was. Alright, peace.